Good morning to everybody in India and good evening here in North America. This is Swami Prem Vivek and welcome to Osho Anger Therapy Introduction today. Thank you very much for joining. We will go through the introduction and towards the end you'll have a chance to ask questions, but hold tight, just go through the information that we have to share here so that you can participate fully. So with that, let's get started. Okay, I'm trying to advance the screen. There you go. So first, the disclaimer, this presentation is being video recorded. And if you don't wish to be recorded, then you may choose to drop off at this time. The recording will be posted in YouTube and other social media over internet. So people have access to how this presentation was done and how this group was conducted. So that's why we record this. We do not record the daily event that happens afterwards, because then we talk about very specifically about our lives and all of those things are confidential. So we don't record those days. Okay, so first, wanted to make sure that you meet the team that is going to host here. So first one on the left side, obviously that's me. So I'm Prem Vivek with my son, Siddharth. That's the picture. Ma Sammasati is the second one in the middle here, and she is a Sangha coordinator. And Ma Dhyan Samata is the third one in the picture. She is also a Sangha coordinator, helping us to execute the group work here and make sure that we are doing everything that is necessary to get what we want to really get out of this program. They will come in a few moments and they will share about themselves. So you will get to know them in a moment. So first, let me take a few moments to just introduce myself for people that do not know me. Many of you who are here today have worked with me in the past, either recently, many people, and some people have been working with me past 2-3 years. So they know me. My name is Swami Prem Vivek, live in Edison, New Jersey, USA. And I run the Osho Amritam Meditation Center here. So first, just wanted to mention this to you that I was initiated in 2001 in New Delhi, India by Madharam Jyoti, and then I lost connection with Osho for several years, up to 15 years. And then I got reconnected with the master in 2017. I got introduced to sannyas again, reinitiated by Swami Anandarun in Dallas in 2017. And after that, life has been different, been totally into Osho meditations, conducting weekend meditations, day-long meditation, 2 days meditation, and so on and so forth, along with many other meditation or awareness programs that we have been conducting here several years now. Awareness in professional life was the last one we just finished. Food meditation, that was prior to that. Witnessing, the third dimension, that program. Awareness intensive meditation in the marketplace, chakra meditation, tantra awareness, and so on and so forth. Lots of awareness programs that we do besides conducting meditation programs such as dynamic meditation, kundalini, and all other meditations that Osho has given to us. In addition to that, we do all these programs because this awareness is where you actually bring the meditation to your daily lives. Without this, you could imagine a lot of stuff during your meditation and you will not know until you get tested in the real world. Just a little bit about my educational background. So I did an MBA from India in HR background. So I've got HR background from my education, but I also went ahead and to do my exec MBA from Harvard Business School here in Massachusetts, USA, as you know about it. And then from my professional background perspective, I work in HR technology consulting area. That's my profession. And I work with global clients selling and delivering large complex transformation programs around HR technology area. So there are lots of opportunity for us to get angry. There are lots of triggering opportunities, just like all of us have. So we will all get to participate together and really make it authentic and real for us in this program. Right now, I work with Accenture. Many of you probably know it's a global company, probably around 160 countries, more than 500,000 employees. And previously, I worked with Deloitte and SAP. So real quick, just wanted to give you a background of mine. And just like any other people, everybody, every day, the stressful situations that I undergo. And so it is going to be much more real and authentic conversation as we go into it. Let me turn over for Ma Sammasati to just talk a little bit about herself, and she'll come back again later, but this is her introduction. So Ma Sammasati, if you can unmute yourself and take us through your introduction.
Hello, everybody. Namaste. It's so nice to be here with all of you. So my name is Sammasati, and it's an absolute pleasure to be with all of you. So I love Osho meditations, and I've been part of many groups, and I've been connected with Swami Vivek, Prem Vivek, and Samata for the last few months, and it's been an absolute adventure being being with them. So I'm really looking forward to be the Sangha coordinator for this coming week. A little bit about my background. I have done my engineering in information technology in Pune, and I've worked in different companies in India and the US for about last 10 years. Right now, I'm spearheading a health and a wellness startup with my friend, and it's called Ignitus Wellness. Osho has been with me for last 10 years. I think my journey with Osho started with my motherhood, and it's been a fun ride. And uh, I'm a mom, and all of us are working from home, so I have a lot of opportunities to experiment on my anger in this coming week.
Excellent. Thank you, Ma Sammasati. And then let me ask Ma Samta if you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself as well.
Thank you, Swami Vivek. Hello, everyone. I'm Madhyan Samta, and I live in Maryland. I've been in love with Osho from the past 23 years. I was initiated in 2017 from Swami Anand Arun. A little bit about my education background. I have a master's and a PhD degree in biomedical sciences from UCF, Florida. A little bit about my profession. I'm a federal employee. I work for US Food and Drug Administration, and my work involves a review of the application submitted to FDA for the approval, and I'm a microbiology regulatory reviewer there. And I'm looking forward to work with all of you, and I'm one of the Sangha coordinators here, and I will talk more about in the coming slides, and welcome everyone. Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited that you both have joined to the team and helping to bring this team really logistically. Let's make sure that people get what they need and due attention and create the environment in which we can really safely experiment and really go deeper and deeper. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so talking about anger, why not listen directly from the master? So let's do that.
The psychology of anger is that you wanted something and somebody prevented you from getting it. Somebody came as a block, as an obstacle. Your whole energy was going to get something, and somebody blocked the energy. You could not get it, what you wanted. Now this frustrated energy becomes anger. Anger against the person who has destroyed the possibility of fulfilling your desire.
That's Master saying about anger. Friends, we are not going to be able to transform the energy of anger by suppressing it. It doesn't happen. We need to live through it, develop an understanding, witness it, and do catharsis when we cannot witness. So this foundation of understanding what anger is very important, which Osho described, that you wanted something and somebody prevented it from you getting it. And that obstacle is creating the frustration, the anger. We will experiment a lot during the 7 days to really make sure we actually see this in our lives. You have seen that the questionnaire that we asked is all about, are you here for intellectually learning and managing anger? That's a wrong answer to give. We are here to experiment in our lives, not in theory, not in concept. Another one that Osho has talked about on anger, he says, if you want to know anger, only to get rid of it, it is very difficult for the attitude of getting rid of anger creates a distinction. Then you have started with the assumption that anger is bad. No anger is good. If you raise such distinctions, you will find a lot of difficulty to know the traits in actuality. Then even if you transcend them, it will only be a repression. So most of us, when we start with anger, the first thing that comes to mind, I should not be angry. Anger is bad. I don't want to be angry. And that attitude is going to be a block to be able to actually see what anger is, because it has got a presupposed mindset to it. Then Osho says there is no need to connect anger with no anger. It is not at all necessary to think that anger is bad. Initially, we do not even know what anger is. Then how can we decide it is bad? This is a borrowed decision. You have heard others saying that anger is bad. So you say anger is bad, but you keep on being angry. Drop your judgment and strive to know what is anger. Do not be in haste in your judgment. Who knows whether it is good or bad? Be absolutely impartial. Only then will anger open up, its hidden unfolds before you. If you start with the assumption that anger is bad, the deep-seated layers will remain hidden and unknown. Remember, friends, this is not about intellectual learning what is anger. It is not even learning what Osho has said about anger. It is Osho's words are an indication and an inspiration and a path for us to go and experiment in our lives, very specifically each one of us live, and see what anger is with no judgment that anger is good or bad. That's what we'll do in the 7 days along with catharsis. Another one, whether it is the Buddha, Christ, or me, it makes no difference. It is your own conclusion that matters. Step within yourself without any prejudice, without any assumptions, and see what is anger. Let your anger reveal to you what anger is. Do not impose your presumptions on it. And the very day you discover anger in its complete nakedness, in its complete hideousness, it is burning fire, it is murderous venom, you will certainly discover that you have stepped out of it. Anger has vanished. This is the Tantra technique. The Tantra technique is to see it as it is. No presumption, no judgment. But it cannot be seen in book. It cannot be seen by listening to Osho alone. You have to experiment. I have to experiment in my own anger, not somebody else's anger. That's what we are here for. So what can you expect from this program? This is what we had communicated in the flyer. Here are the things that you can expect from the program. You will understand why we get angry. So psychological process, what happens inside us. That's what you will understand. You have already started to understand from Osho. You will understand how anger energy works, and you will understand that more specifically in you. You will experience catharsis of anger energy. This is the main focus. During the day, we will try to do experiment that gets us more understanding, gets us the context. And then during the night, US night, we are going to do catharsis, because the anger may be so much that we cannot witness it at this time. So we want to do catharsis so we can clear the energy. And then the last one is develop an ability to witness the anger energy. That happens when we have space. Anything that is separate from us, we can witness. Just like you need a mirror to see your eyes. You cannot see your eyes directly. You need a mirror. You need a degree of separation. Otherwise, you cannot see it. So to see anger, there has to be a space that is separate from anger. And that is the space of witnessing. And if that is not happening, which most of us don't have it on the moment of anger, that's why we'll do catharsis. And catharsis will lead us to a state where we have now a degree of separation. Might be for a fraction of a second, might be for 30 seconds, whatever that may be. We're going to use witnessing to watch that. Some fundamental understanding that I want all of us go through so that we have the similar understanding about the process. So here's what happens in anger, the way we perceive. So what happens is, imagine this is you on the black picture that you see here. This is your nice and calm, nothing is happening, all good, you're doing homework or you're doing office work, whatever, you're fine. Here's your friend, the other person that is going to interact with you, and he says something to you, and that energy comes to you as a blocking energy to what you wanted to do against. So you wanted to do something, this energy came against that energy and it blocked it. And your face from calm and quiet went to red, anger, aflame. You feel, and I feel normally, that the other person is the cause or the source. The blocking energy is the trigger that happened, and we are the victim. I got angry because my friend says so. I got angry because of my husband. I got angry because of my wife. By the way, I read through all the applications. 80% of them have either husband or the wife as the reason why we are angry. And that's not surprising at all. What really happens, that's what we talked about, what we perceive. But what really happens, and what Buddhas have been telling us, is this. Buddhas are saying, no, you are not just cool and calm and something happens to you and you get angry. You have anger energy in you. You have the conditions to be angry, to be aflamed within you already present. You have a preconditioned energy. That's why you see the face is red already. It's not aflamed yet, but it is ready to be aflamed. Then your person, somebody is not on mute. If you can please mute yourself, that'll be good. So there's no feedback. So you are already, you have the seed form of being angry. The other person comes and then he sends your blocking energy to your desire and you get aflamed. Now, the difference is, in this case, the other person is really the triggering agent, as Buddhas are saying. The person is triggering agent, the blocking energy is still the trigger, but you and I, who's getting angry, is the source and is the cause. That's why we're getting angry. This is the main understanding we need to develop, and understanding through experiment, not through concept. Because if we don't understand this, whether it's anger, jealousy, attraction, whatever you may call it, everything is founded on this understanding that we are the source. Because if we are not the source, there is nothing we can do about it transform. Then nobody can ever become Buddha. Thankfully, it is not the case. Let me give you some examples. So here's an example of mine that I want to share with you. So one day I was going to chat with a friend, and here's the context of that. So we have signed a large contract with one of my clients, and with a particular integration technology that we have assumed. I know it's technical, just go with me. there was some scope that we had confirmed to be. Client wanted to change the scope to another middleware technology. And I know that we need to be supported to get it done, but it has an inherent risk that I need to manage to deliver this large program that I'm supposed to do. So that's the context. So here's what I perceive, that I'm cool, there's nothing wrong with me. And here's my colleague that's going to tell me something. And I have a statement in my mind that I said to this friend that, look, we need to manage this risk. When I said we need to manage the risk, this colleague of mine wants to really sell the other technology. So what he says is that, no, you cannot say about the risk. He wants me to not say the risk. And then immediately I get aflamed. Inside me, I'm saying, what do you mean you cannot talk about the risk? I'm in charge of delivery of this program. Who are you to decide that it should not be called as a risk? And inside my feelings, I'm experiencing frustration, anger, revenge, and I feel like I need to put this person back to his place. That's how the flare of anger is coming together. That's how it's coming to life in me. That was how I perceived. Let's take that now and understand so that my colleague was the cause, this was the trigger, and I'm the victim. Normal understanding. Here's how Buddha wants us to see, and we need to experiment to see it. The context is the same, but now I understand that I already had a preconceived notion or preconditioned energy that this is a risk, it needs to be managed, and I need to manage the delivery risk. So nobody else needs to tell me what to do. I need to manage it. And when my friend is saying, my colleague is saying, you can't say that it is risk, my preconditioned energy, the desire that I had, nobody should tell me what to do, is getting hurt. And so I'm getting frustrated. Now that reaction is coming out of me with the thoughts and feelings that I said. So now I understand I am the source. I was not aflamed before, but I have the source in me to get angry. Now that is the fundamental understanding all of us need to have in real situation in our own lives with real example. And that's when we'll get it. Otherwise, it'll become a concept. So to do that, I'm going to take you through a couple of, so yes, the triggers, but I'm the source. I'm going to take you through a couple of examples of real examples that we have collected from the very forms that you filled it up. And I will try to be quick because I just noticed the time is almost 30 minutes. You will experience this in the work itself. So somebody had, okay, this slide is slightly different. It talks about the 4 things that we need to watch: preconditioned energy, triggering agent, the trigger, who triggered it, and the thoughts and feelings and reactions that come out along with it. So in our sharing, we must need to find these 4 things in there so that you start to get how the mind really works. Okay, so let's take a couple of examples really quickly. So one friend had shared this, and that friend does not need to say the name, but I know she knows this is hers. Says, my husband kept asking to do one after another task, not realizing that I had been working non-stop since morning. Didn't argue with him as it would spoil everyone's mood and lead into ugly arguments. So she was angry for sure. So she didn't take the action to make it very evident, but she was very angry. Now, if we had a little bit more time, I would have done the exercise to ask you to identify these four elements in it. Because we don't have time, I'm going to go through it quickly. But you will be doing this exercise exactly in your life as we start this tomorrow. So you will not miss it. So normally you cannot see anything here, but if I make it clear, you see who is the triggering agent? It's my husband. That is the triggering agent. What's the trigger? Kept asking me to do one thing after another. That is the energy, blocking the energy, trying to do something. That's the trigger. What is the preconditioned energy? And that is not realizing that I had been working nonstop. How dare you ask me to do it again? You see that pattern? I have been working nonstop. So my expectation is, Mr. Husband, you cannot tell me one thing after another. How dare you? That's the preconditioned energy. And the impact is the thoughts and feelings around, I'm angry, but I can't really express it because that would spoil everybody's mood. This is exactly how all of us are going to look at our sharing tomorrow, and we'll try to identify these 4 elements so we get clear about how this operates within us. I'm going to take a couple of more examples, real examples that we have got from our friends. So this was another one. Said, I got angry at my husband, no wonder, again husband, day before yesterday because I planned and executed the birthday party of my daughter, and I have him 1 or 2 tasks. Hear the tone, 1 or 2 tasks, simple. And he could not do it on time. A simple task like ordering pizza. Now, if you see what's happening, I got angry. So that's the thought and feeling and impact of the anger. The triggering agent clearly is the husband again. And the preconditioned energy is day before yesterday because I planned and executed. So I did everything. I already did everything. So Mr. Husband, you can't do one simple thing I asked you to do? Come on. So trigger is obviously wasn't done at the time, right? That's the trigger. But again, here's an example. I'm going to run through probably 1 or 2, whatever I have on slide real quick. Here's another one. Last night, I had school meeting and I expect my husband, again, to attend it with me to be on the same page with school calendar and expectations. He started telling me he's cooking because he didn't want to really join. So I was frustrated a little, but then in 15 to 20 minutes, he joined. I noticed I felt better and more relaxed. So now let's see what happens here. So the preconditioned energy is, I expect my husband to attend with me. I'm not saying none of our expectations are real. They're real expectations and genuine expectations. We need to ask each other to do something for us. But that expectation energy was the preconditioned energy against which something did not happen. Triggering agent is obviously he, the husband. And the trigger was he didn't want to join. That was the triggering agent. Something could not be fulfilled for the person that wrote this because of that. And the frustration and the feelings and reactions were the impact of it or outcome of it. Okay. So it looks like we got 1 more. This might be the last one. But again, these are real. This is happening to our lives. These are not theory. These are not concept. My children make me angry quite often. Today, I found my children looking through my bag and they took something out without asking. I became angry because I felt like they should have asked my permission before going through my personal items. Again, nothing wrong. This is what's happening in life all the time. But look at this to understand what the components are. So the triggering agent in this case is children, not husband here. The trigger was that they looked into the bag without asking. So that's the trigger. I became angry. That's your thoughts and feelings and reactions and outcome. And the preconditioned one is what preconditioned energy was because I felt they should have asked for my permission before going through my personal item. That is the expectation that got violated. That is the expectation against which somebody performed something. And that's the energy that blocked you from getting what you wanted. So that's the component of that. So hopefully it's becoming more clearer to you how to apply this in our lives, and just first get the basics and then we'll go deeper and deeper into this. Okay, so with this, I would like to now turn over the control to Ma Sammasati and ask her to take us through this methodology. So let me do that. Ma Sammasati, I clicked on your name. I know it takes a little bit of time. Let me know when you have got the control and take us through. Ma Sammasati, you are not on mute if you're speaking. Oh, you are on mute if you're speaking because we can't hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I think now I'm on mute.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you be a little bit closer to microphone? Your voice is a bit choppy.
Okay. How is this now?
Yeah, it's okay. We can hear you. It's a little bit choppy, but we can fix that probably now.
Okay. Was it better before? I could put on my headphones if that was better.
Yeah, can you do whatever change you can, because your voice is like always choppy.
Okay. I'll do it real quick. Is it better now?
Oh, much better.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you, Swamiji, for those wonderful examples. We definitely had a popular triggering agent in those first 3 examples. So I hope it helped everybody to be clear about those 4 components that we are looking for. So now let me dive deeper into the experimental methodology. Let me go to the next slide. It might take a couple minutes because of the remote technology. Amiji, maybe you could just go to the next slide because it's...
I will.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. There you go.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the group work process. What that means is how this is going to look for you. So as a participant, it's important to know what to expect in these coming 7 days, right? So this slide is going to give you an overview of what is going to be the interaction between you and the facilitator and the Sangha coordinators. So after the introduction session, you will have a chance to reflect upon what the requirements are and make a choice if you want to continue further in these 7 days. Once you have made a choice and you have signed a confidentiality agreement, Swami Prem Vivek will provide the experiment assignments. Once that happens, you will be applying that experiment for any situation that happens during the day in your own life. Because remember, friends, we want to apply every experiment on others. We are here in this Sangha for ourselves. So we experiment, and it should take you about 10 minutes to experiment. After that, you'll be sharing your experience, the experiment, what you did exactly, and you'll be as clear as possible, as precise as possible, and you'll be texting it or recording your message on WhatsApp. Once that's done, one of the Sangha coordinators, Ma Samata, me, we'll be reflecting and responding of each of the sharing that was done. And then we're going to meet again. So we'll join a daily event for therapy work, which will be conducted by Swami Vivek, and we'll all meet together every single day. And please remember, these meetings start on time, so please join 5 minutes early. They start on time and they end on time. So the next slide is about, this is probably one of the most important slides. It talks about how do we share. So it's going to give us an overview about the elements of awareness, acceptance, and sharing. So think about this slide. So what you see here is a context. You see the body, the circle is a little bigger. Then you have the mind and the thoughts, that's a little bigger, and heart and the feelings is the biggest, right? So context is nothing but what you experienced. The examples that Swamiji just spoke about is an example of context. And this is something that's going to happen in your life. If you're dealing with clients at work, if you have a business that you own, the context is going to be related to that. But look, we want it to be as short as possible, as precise and complete as possible. We want to have all those 4 elements captured. And, first 1 or 2 times it's going to be a little tricky. But me and Ma Samata, we're going to be helping you. So feel free to ping us if you have any difficulty, and we are happy to support you. So when you look at this diagram, right, this is you, but as a witness. And when you're sharing, you're going to be sharing what you witnessed in your body as you experience the anger. Was there any tightness? Was there pain? What was exactly happening? And that's something that you want to not edit, not review, go back, think, just write it as it is. The next is about the thoughts and the feelings. So this morning, my daughter, I asked her to do something and she didn't listen. So an example of a thought is like, how can you not listen to me? It's just a quick thing. So you want to go ahead and write down the thoughts, and then you zoom into further your thought into your heart and your feelings, and spend more time on that. And as you progress during the week, this is going to become more clearer and clearer every single day. And we are always here to help you. So one few other things I wanted to touch base upon is, the first arrow tells us that how we want our awareness to be, from our body to our mind to our heart. And then please just be very accepting with what comes up. There's no reason to judge, no reason to modify, no reason to edit, because we are all here together working as a Sangha, as a group. So we are all in this together. So let's talk about what is expected from you, and I'll hand over to Ma Samata for that.
Thank you, Ma Sammasati. So I'll just briefly talk what we expect from you in the coming 7 days. So the first condition is to drop all the learning regarding anger you may have. If you come with a mindset that I know how to manage anger, etc., the first you need to do is to drop everything, unlearn everything. Like in Master's words, you have come to me to unlearn whatsoever you know, never learning. You have come to me, learn. So whatsoever you know, please drop it, become ignorant, become like a child. So we hope that you come here during the experiment in the 7 days with a very fresh mindset. And that is what is the expectation from you. Next slide, please. The first thing is that we need you to give 30 minutes every day during the day. And that 30 minutes can be divided into 10 minutes to experiment with the anger, followed by 10 minutes to share your experience via WhatsApp into the group, and also 10 minutes to read and reflect what is the reflection given to you by the coordinators and by Swami Vivek. Secondly, you need to attend the Zoom meeting fully, and you have to fully participate in the video meeting too for 60 minutes. The timing are for USA, it's 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. India, it is at 6:30 a.m. So now regarding the medium of communication, you can either type your message in the group, or you can record either audio or video and share your experience in the group. Language is not a barrier here. We know different languages like English, Hindi, Bengali, Oriya, Punjabi, and Marathi. So please don't worry if, don't think about the language. You can use any of these languages which I just mentioned. Regarding the content of communication, you don't need to write like a 2-page essay here. As just Ma Sammasati explained to you, the context, body observation, mind witnessing, and heart witnessing should be there in the communication in the WhatsApp group. You have to keep all the communication confidential within the group because in the group we talk about our life and what everybody is going to open their heart. So by no means we want to go, this thing should go outside because we want to have a safe and secure environment for everybody. So please be mindful that the communication should be very confidential here. It should not go outside the group. The last point is, if you find this group work challenging, please ask for help. Like we are here to help you all. Me, Ma Sammasati, and Swami Prem, Vivek, we are here as a team to help you all. Just a little request that just be mindful with our time also, because we all have a full-time job. Being said that, we are always here to help you, and I'm really looking forward to work with you all. Thank you. I'll go give it to Ma Sammasati now. She'll talk.
Yes. So a few ground rules to go over here. So like we spoke before, right? We all experience anger in our day-to-day life, and we are here for us, right? I'm here to work on myself in this group for next 7 days, and I'll be supported with the Sangha, with the Master's energy. In doing so, there might be a temptation to, oh, I know this good strategy and maybe I could, text somebody about it too because it worked for me. So please avoid any such temptations. We are not here to teach anyone anything in this group. We are here simply to work on ourselves. So keep your energy engaged in experimenting, sharing, listening, and most importantly, looking inward. Uh, as we spoke, that we might be making two groups so that the coordination is a little easier, and both Swami Vivek, me, and Ma Samata will be in each of these groups. So there'll be a lot of sharings that is done by our friends from India, friends all over the world. The second important aspect is, please do not bring the energy of judgment, because people are sharing their life. They're telling something that's very, very close to them. Some of us cannot tell this to anybody else. So it's really important that we focus on our inner growth, and that's it. And that's the most important part that we bring here. And we do not want to share any other WhatsApp messages, any discourses. If there is something really relevant to anger that you totally loved and you feel like sharing in the moment, it's okay. But as far as possible, no forwards. I mean, not as far as possible. No forwards, no good morning messages, no quotes, nothing from any other master. We are here with only one purpose: looking inward. So because the main point is, this all becomes a distraction to you and everybody else, and it doesn't really help anybody. I hope everybody agrees, understands these ground rules. We can go to the next slide. So this slide kind of encompasses what qualities you need to bring in you. So we would love for you to join these 7 days, and as a meditator and part of this beautiful Sangha, we would love for you to come with an open heart and an open mind, with this zest to experiment. And when you do that, just be receptive and look inside authentically. Whatever is coming up in that moment, in those 10 minutes, it's your time, and just be as honest as you can to be yourself when you share. And most importantly, just share with courage, and receive feedback with courage too, because I think that is what we are all here. We are all here to learn, and we are all here to grow together. So with that, we'll talk a little bit about, we've actually simplified the sign up process really well. I think some of you have already been with us in the past, so you know how this works. But this time around, what we're going to do is, we're almost towards the end of the introduction. We're going to have last 10 minutes saved for question and answers. But before that, we request all the participants to raise their hand in Zoom. So if you're on your mobile phone, you could look in under the option more to raise a hand. If you're on a device or a tablet, you could click on participants and find the option to raise a hand. So raising a hand will confirm that you're fully ready to participate in the group work, and that will let us know that you're interested in continuing and moving forward. I think most of you know about the program information, but just here is a recap what to expect. So after the introduction meetings, we are going to add participants in either one or mostly two different groups, depending on how many participants we have. And we'll have two different Sangha coordinators monitoring and helping out. And a confidentiality agreement will be sent, and then the experiments will be shared once we receive yes from everybody about the confidentiality agreement. So the duration of the program is September 27th, Sunday, to October 3rd for folks in the US. And for friends in India, it's going to be Monday, September 28th to Sunday, October 4th. And every evening we meet for our daily meeting. As you guys already know, there is no fee for the event, but your participation is your ticket for these next decades. Your full participation, your authentic sharing, your desire to learn and grow together, and the inward journey is going to be your biggest contribution in this event. And if you do not fully participate in the program, you may be removed from the group and also have some restrictions future on, because we really want to make this as effective as possible and go as deep as possible in our awareness in these coming 7 days. So I'm really excited with Ma Samata, with Swami Prem Vivek. We look forward for you guys to be joining with us as a Sangha and a group and spend these amazing 7 days together. It's going to be an adventure. So I hope you guys are excited, and please go ahead. I'll give you a couple minutes to reflect and raise your hand in the meeting. So
I'm going to stop sharing the contact information people have so that I can see as well who's raising their hands. So let me stop sharing. Okay, and let's see. Let's quickly see. Looks like, all right. So Indy is the one that has not raised the hand. Amit,
Swamiji, this is Indy. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm driving, and
Okay, I got
so I can't touch my screen, but I am interested. Thank you.
Okay, we got your concurrence. Let's just confirm similarly. Amit Pandey, ji, are you interested or not?
Yes, I'm interested.
Okay, now we got you. So that's covered. And then Sudha Prabhakarji, are you interested?
Sir, I can share some few, whatever the incidents, whatever you are going to do. If I'm not comfortable, shall I share to you personally in the WhatsApp group?
No, not in person. The whole work is doing in the Sangha. There is nothing so confidential about anyone that hasn't happened to my life or your life. When we see these groups, you will see that somebody else is sharing. That is my problem as well. The mind is not very different. Your situations are different. It is needed in the group to be shared, because then you get the confidence that, oh, I'm not very different, number one. Number two, it is important for you to be vulnerable, because you will not have any space otherwise to go into a deeper state. So it has to be in the group.
Okay, no problem. I can share.
Okay, good. So we got that. Madhyan Bodhi, do you have maybe technology problem? I know you want to join. Madhyan Bodhi, are you there? Okay, so she probably has some technology problem. We'll ask her offline.
Okay, I raised my hand. Didn't see it.
Okay.
Oh, we have a thumbs up from her.
Thumbs up.
Okay. Okay, let's go through the other one, friends. Again, if you haven't raised your hand, we're going to ask you. So better if you are participating, simply there's a button towards the bottom to raise your hand or say okay, so then we don't have to get to you and ask you specifically. So the other people is Anubuddhaji.
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine in sharing.
Okay, good. And Dr. Saurabh Parmar.
Yes, for experiment, what you want from me? Are you want from screaming or shouting, anything like that in the experiment?
When we do the therapy work, that will be involved, not in your real life. People will run away from you if you did that.
Yes, that is what I am thinking. If you want to scream or kill me, then that is the exception.
No.
Otherwise, I am fine.
Yeah, not in your life.
I am joining.
We have to be sane human beings. We can't go insane in the marketplace.
Okay, yes, I am in.
Okay.
Definitely in.
Okay, excellent. So I think we find everybody, okay, everybody else is in. If we missed, is there anybody here that does not want to participate? It's okay, don't feel guilty about it. If it doesn't work for you, this is not the space. That's all there's to it. There's no big deal. So if we inadvertently missed any one of you that doesn't want to participate, can you just say, unmute and say, I don't want to participate? Just so we are clear. Okay, looks like there's nobody here that does not want to participate. you can get support like my Sammasati and my Santa was saying. So that gives you the entire flavor of how this will happen. Now we got 7 more minutes. We'll do quick Q&A. So if you have any question that you ask, this is a good time.
Good
Hello.
morning, Swamiji.
Yes,
Can
go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's a futuristic question, but I just want to put it across. There would be days when you don't get angry and you don't feel, you don't go through this emotion in the day. So, how do we do the experiment that day?
Very good question. The very good question, because you think you will not go through an anger day. That's because we've been sleeping the whole 24 hours. And then there are some participants there are some people that had applied that had said, I have never been angry, or I have conquered my anger. Guess what? If it is true, excellent. But most likely it is not true. You just don't know about it because you're not aware of it. So please, I can tell you for sure, there will be no shortage of anger, either in the form of direct anger, a flamed anger, resistance in some sort of, expression of anger. It will be there. All you need to do is see it. This is there all over the place, entire day. You just need a single trigger to realize it. Even if it is a tiny one, that will be enough. Just think about your day, how you go and talk to your family members and your coworker. There are plenty. And if you don't have one day, Mahapriti, let's celebrate.
Swami
No,
Prem Vivek, oh, please go ahead.
I have the similar question. We are only 3 people in my family, me, my husband, and my daughter. And my husband is out of home whole day. And these 2-3 days, what I have experienced, we both are in our me time. That means no connection with the outward because of this pandemic situation. And the same thing is going to happening with me, that some days are like this, no anger is, that means no condition is there so that I can get angry.
Okay, we will find out. That we are so skilled that we can remember about an incident and really get angry. I know that for sure because I have experimented with myself. So we will find out. So let's be open about it. Master said, be open and receptive. We will find out. Friends, this is a play. Don't make it a serious affair. It is a play. We'll take it playfully, but trust me, there are packets and packets, millions of packets of anger. Just remember one thing. I will tell you a small incident, right? One day I was in my bathroom and the tap was on, and somehow I tapped the water to shut off, right? You just do this, right? And then I became immediately aware of my energy, and I said, why did I not touch it softly? I did it like bang. We are not even aware of what we do in our lives. And I did that. And when I did that, then I realized, like, why did I bang that way? We are so blind. We are so hypnotized with what we are. We are so asleep that we have absolutely zero idea what's happening in our life. We're 100% mechanical. So this will bring a lot of revelations to you, Ma Vaishali. You will actually find out potentially that, oh my God, this is me. And if that happens, don't judge. It's okay. This has always been happening. You just don't know because you never take a notice of it. That's all there is to it. There's nothing wrong with it. And now you have a chance to become aware of it, do a catharsis, and clean up. So there will be no shortage. Trust me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have 2 minutes. I know maybe Dr. Saurabh or somebody was trying to speak. So go ahead.
Yeah, Swamiji, this is Tanikya. So I have the exact opposite question. So what if I get uncontrollable anger? I don't know how people are telling that they can be so peaceful because they're already married. So I'm not even married, and most of the time I stay alone. Like even simple things, I get so angry. Like when I cook something and it doesn't taste good, I suppress it so much bad that, and I make it as a guilty inside myself. Like very simple thing. You don't like it, just throw it off. Why do you make such a big deal out of it? No, this and that and this and this, and it just keeps on rolling up like that.
Yeah. The others are punching back because they have husband or wife. You don't have punching back. That's what no, Swamiji, you have survived. For whatever number of years you have survived, trust me, you will survive the next 7 days as well. But you will now, for the first time, come face to face with anger. You will not evade it. You will either cathartic it or you will witness it. Either of them will do, and we'll talk more about when to apply catharsis versus when to apply witnessing, depending upon your state of energy. But you will live through for sure. Don't make a mind saying, I will not have anything or I will have too much. Both are same dimensional mind perceptions, nothing else. Live through the life 7 days beautifully. Okay, sure. So I want to respect somebody who was trying to speak. So Dr. Saurabh Parmar, was that you trying to speak?
Yes, I was trying to speak.
Go ahead, please.
Exactly what others said. I am the opposite, and me and Chanakya's situation are the same. In the movie Avengers, Dr. Bruce have to transform into the Hulk, and for the secret is that he has to be angry. And what he said that my secret is I am always angry. That is the situation of mine. I am always the Hulk. Even when I enter in the room, I want to burn the hell out of everyone. The king is coming. What the hell are you doing here? So this is the situation. Even some person's existence, even if somebody is standing there, nothing doing, and I want to just kill him. Why this standing there and doing this and that? I don't even stand. Such kind of anger is this inside in me.
Got it.
That is the biggest.
No, fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for being authentic. Thanks for coming forward. There's a lot we can do about it with authenticity. Remember, friends, this is not about somebody else's life. You cannot bring theoretical questions. So from tomorrow onwards, if there's theoretical questions, I will skip that question. And even if we have a dialogue, I'm not going to take a theoretical question. It has to be of your life. It has to be your question. If we take questions. So master will decide how things go. I don't really pre-plan. So we will meet and we'll go through it, but it's already 10:01 my time. So 61 minutes has come together pretty fast. So I thank everyone for joining. Lots of love from my side, all the friends that have come here, lots of love, all the friends. Samta, Sammasati, thank you for sharing beautifully the way you shared. We are a Sangha, friends. We are going to dive into our own life. No concept, no theory, right into our lives. So this will be a fantastic opportunity. We'll create the cohort that we talked about quickly. And then once we get your confidential agreement, the experiment will come soon. We will have fantastic times in that 7 days. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a good night. Good day. See you later. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.